The oldest woman who ever lived ate 2 pounds of chocolate every single week. Her cholesterol? Sky high, yet she lived to be 122 years old. So here's the question nobody's asking. What if everything you've been told about cholesterol is incomplete? I'm Dr. Michael Carter, a cardiologist with over 15 years of experience treating heart patients. And today, I'm going to share something that might completely change how you think about your cholesterol numbers. Because the truth is, high cholesterol doesn't mean what most people think it means. And understanding this could literally add decades to your life. Before we dive in, do me a favor. If you care about your heart health or know someone who does, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to this channel because we're here to cut through the confusion and give you real, science-based information your doctor might not have time to explain. Drop a comment below telling me, have you ever been told you have high cholesterol? What did your doctor recommend? And please share this video with someone you love because what I'm about to tell you could genuinely save a life, maybe even yours. All right, let's get into this. Last month, a 58-year-old woman named Patricia walked into my office in tears. She'd just gotten her lab results back. Total cholesterol, 245. Her doctor had immediately prescribed statins and told her she was at serious risk for a heart attack. Patricia was terrified. She'd already lost her father to heart disease at 62. Now she felt like she was staring down the same fate. But here's what happened next. We sat down. We looked at her complete lipid panel, not just that one number. We checked her inflammation markers, her blood pressure, her family history, her lifestyle. And you know what we discovered? Patricia's high cholesterol wasn't the danger everyone thought it was. In fact, some of those cholesterol numbers were actually protecting her heart. 3 months later, with the right understanding and targeted lifestyle changes, Patricia's cardiovascular risk dropped significantly. No panic. No unnecessary medication side effects, just knowledge and action. That's the power of understanding what cholesterol really means, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. Truth number 1. Cholesterol isn't the villain, it's your body's repair crew. Let's start with the biggest misconception of all. Cholesterol is not poison. Your body makes cholesterol every single day because you literally cannot survive without it. Think of cholesterol like the construction workers in your body. When there's damage to your arteries, your liver sends cholesterol to patch things up. It's also the building block for every cell membrane in your body. Your brain, 25% pure cholesterol. Your hormones, including testosterone and estrogen, made from cholesterol. So when your cholesterol goes up, your body might actually be responding to inflammation or damage somewhere. The cholesterol isn't causing the problem. It's showing up to fix it. Here's the analogy I use with my patients. If your house is on fire and you see firefighters everywhere, you don't blame the firefighters for the fire, right? Same principle. Action step: stop thinking of cholesterol as the enemy. Start asking, why is my body making more of this repair molecule? Truth number 2. The total cholesterol number is almost meaningless. Here's something that shocks most people. That total cholesterol number on your lab report, the one everyone obsesses over, it's practically useless on its own. Let me explain why. Total cholesterol is like getting a single grade for an entire semester without knowing which subjects you aced and which you failed. It combines HDL, the protective kind, LDL, which comes in different sizes and types, and triglycerides all into one number. The oldest woman I mentioned earlier, Jeanne Calment from France, had high total cholesterol her entire long life. But what mattered was the ratio and the types of cholesterol she had. You could have a total cholesterol of 300 and be at low risk if your HDL is very high and your LDL particles are the large, fluffy kind. Or you could have a total cholesterol of 180 and be at serious risk if you have lots of small, dense LDL particles and high inflammation. See the difference? What you need to know, your lipid panel should include HDL, LDL, triglycerides, and ideally the LDL particle size and number. Some labs also check ApoB, which is even more accurate. Ask your doctor for the complete picture. Don't let one number scare you into decisions. Get the full story. Truth number 3. HDL is your heart's bodyguard, and you need more of it. Let's talk about the good guy in this story. HDL cholesterol. This is the kind that actually protects your heart. Think of HDL as little garbage trucks cruising through your bloodstream, picking up excess cholesterol and taking it back to your liver for disposal. The higher your HDL, the better protected you are. I've seen patients with total cholesterol over 250 with zero cardiovascular disease because their HDL is incredibly high, sometimes over 80 or 90. But here's the problem. Most Americans have HDL that's way too low. For men, you want it above 40. For women, above 50. Ideally, you want it even higher than that. Low HDL is actually more dangerous than moderately high LDL. Yet nobody talks about this. Everyone's focused on lowering the total number instead of raising the protective number. Why does this matter so much? Because HDL doesn't just remove cholesterol. It also fights inflammation, prevents oxidation, and keeps your arteries flexible and clean. Your action step? Focus on raising your HDL through exercise, especially high-intensity interval training. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish also boost HDL. And for some people, moderate alcohol consumption, like red wine, can help. Although this isn't for everyone. Stop obsessing over total cholesterol. Start building up your defense system. Truth number 4. Small, dense LDL particles are the real danger. Now, let's talk about LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol. But here's the twist. Not all LDL is created equal. There are two main types of LDL particles, large and fluffy ones, and small, dense ones. Imagine the difference between beach balls and BBs. The beach balls are big and buoyant. They float through your arteries without causing trouble. The BBs, those are small and hard, and they can burrow into your arterial walls and cause real damage. Standard cholesterol tests don't tell you which type you have. They just give you a total LDL number. But you could have high LDL, that's mostly the harmless fluffy kind, or you could have normal LDL, that's mostly the dangerous small particles. This is why some people with normal cholesterol still have heart attacks, because they have the wrong kind of LDL. What creates those dangerous small particles? Sugar and refined carbs. When you eat too much sugar, your liver converts it to triglycerides, and that process creates those small, dense LDL particles. So the real question isn't, is my LDL high? It's what type of LDL do I have and what's causing it? Action step? Ask your doctor for an advanced lipid panel that measures LDL particle size and number. The test is called NMR lipoprofile or cardio IQ. It costs a bit more, but it gives you the real picture. And cut the sugar and refined carbs. That's the fastest way to shift your LDL from dangerous to harmless. Knowledge is power, but only if you're looking at the right information.
Truth number 5. Inflammation is the match that lights the fire. Here's the secret that changes everything. Cholesterol doesn't damage your arteries on its own. It only becomes dangerous when it gets oxidized, and that happens when you have chronic inflammation. Think of inflammation as rust forming inside your pipes. Once you have rust, then the cholesterol can stick to it and build up into plaque. But without the inflammation, the cholesterol just keeps flowing harmlessly through your system. This is why people with high cholesterol but low inflammation can live to very old age, and why people with normal cholesterol but high inflammation can have heart attacks in their 40s. The marker you need to know about is called high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, or hsCRP. This measures inflammation in your body. If your hsCRP is elevated, that's a red flag, even if your cholesterol looks perfect. What causes inflammation? Chronic stress, poor sleep, smoking, excess sugar and processed foods, lack of exercise, and chronic infections like gum disease. All of these create an inflammatory environment where cholesterol can become problematic. I've had patients reverse their cardiovascular risk not by lowering cholesterol, but by addressing the inflammation through lifestyle changes. Your action step: get your hsCRP tested. Target is below 1.0 milligrams per liter. To lower inflammation, focus on anti-inflammatory foods like fatty fish, leafy greens, berries, and nuts. Manage your stress through meditation or deep breathing. Get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. And for goodness sake, floss your teeth daily because gum disease drives systemic inflammation. Fix the inflammation and you fix the real problem. Truth number 6. Triglycerides tell you more than you think. Let's talk about the number most people ignore on their cholesterol panel: triglycerides. This is the amount of fat floating in your bloodstream, and it's incredibly revealing about your metabolic health. High triglycerides tell me you're eating too much sugar and starch. Your body is converting those carbs into fat because it can't burn them all. And when triglycerides are high, they change your LDL particles from the harmless fluffy type to the dangerous small dense type. You want your triglycerides below 100, ideally below 70. If they're over 150, that's a major warning sign that your diet needs work and you're at increased risk for heart disease and diabetes. Here's a simple ratio that predicts heart disease better than cholesterol alone. Divide your triglycerides by your HDL. If that number is over 3, you're at increased risk. Under 2 is ideal. This ratio tells me more about someone's cardiovascular risk than their total cholesterol ever could. The good news? Triglycerides respond incredibly fast to lifestyle changes. Cut out sugar and refined carbs, and you can drop your triglycerides by 50 points or more in just a few weeks. Action step: look at your triglyceride number right now. If it's over 100, commit to cutting sugar and processed carbs for 30 days. Focus on protein, healthy fats, vegetables, and some fruit. Watch those numbers plummet. And calculate your triglyceride to HDL ratio. That number is gold. This is the easiest win you'll get in heart health. Truth number 7. Statins aren't automatic. Know when they're actually needed. Let me be clear about something. Statins can be life-saving drugs for the right person. If you've already had a heart attack or stroke, statins significantly reduce your risk of another event. They're important medications. But here's the controversy. Are they being overprescribed to people who don't actually need them? The answer, in my professional opinion, is yes. Many people are put on statins based solely on one cholesterol number without considering their overall risk, their inflammation levels, their particle size, and their lifestyle. Statins do lower cholesterol, but they also come with side effects for some people: muscle pain, fatigue, memory issues, increased blood sugar. For someone at truly high risk, those trade-offs are worth it. For someone at low risk with high HDL and low inflammation, maybe not. The decision should be based on your absolute cardiovascular risk, not just your cholesterol number. There are calculators that factor in your age, blood pressure, smoking status, diabetes status, and cholesterol to give you your actual 10-year risk of a heart event. I've seen too many people on statins who didn't need them, suffering side effects when simple lifestyle changes would have been enough. And I've seen people who desperately needed them but refused because they were scared of medication. Your action step: if your doctor recommends a statin, ask these questions. What is my absolute 10-year cardiovascular risk? Have we looked at my particle size and inflammation markers? Can we try lifestyle changes first for 3 to 6 months and retest? And if I do need a statin, what's the lowest effective dose? Be informed. Be your own advocate. Medicine works best when it's a partnership. Let's bring this all together because this information can genuinely change your life. First, cholesterol is not your enemy. It's an essential repair molecule your body needs. The question is why your body is making more of it. Second, stop obsessing over total cholesterol. That number alone tells you almost nothing. You need the full picture: HDL, LDL, triglycerides, particle size, and inflammation markers. Third, HDL is your heart's bodyguard. Focus on raising it through exercise and omega-3s. Fourth, small dense LDL particles are the real danger, and they're created by sugar and refined carbs. Get tested for particle size. Fifth, inflammation is the match that lights the fire. Test your hs-CRP and address the root causes of inflammation in your life. Sixth, triglycerides reveal your metabolic health. Keep them low by cutting sugar and processed foods. Use the triglyceride to HDL ratio as your guide. And seventh, statins aren't automatic. Know your true risk and make an informed decision with your doctor. You are not powerless here. You have so much control over your heart health. The oldest woman in the world proved that the rules aren't as simple as we've been told. Your job is to understand your own body, your own numbers, and make informed choices. You've got this. If this video opened your eyes to something new about cholesterol, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. This information could literally save someone's life. Want to keep learning? Check out my video on 5 foods that naturally lower inflammation and the #1 heart test your doctor isn't ordering. Both of those will give you even more tools to protect your heart. And remember, subscribe to this channel so you never miss life-changing health information delivered in a way that actually makes sense. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for caring about your health. Thank you for being here. This is Dr. Michael Carter reminding you, your health is your wealth and knowledge is your power. Take care of that beautiful heart of yours. I'll see you in the next video.